How many have you forgiven today? Chapter 18, Part 3. Cadence is standing before her aunt. She has no idea how to start this conversation, but it's something she must know about. Celestia can see that something is bothering Cadence. She's been standing at the base of her throne for a while now as she gathers her thoughts.
Cadence?
Celestia grabs her attention.
You know I'm always here to listen to whatever problems you have.
Cadence nods her head. It's true that she's there for her, but something like this needs to be dealt with delicately.
I'm worried about Twilight.
Cadence starts.
She told me some pretty disturbing things yesterday, and I think she's going down a path that may lead to something she'll regret.
Celestia can hear how worried Cadence is, so she decides to explore this issue.
Please, tell me why you're worried.
Cadence lets out a sigh.
Auntie, I don't want to offend you or get you mad. So please, don't take what I say as a slight against you. I'll keep an open mind. Whatever Twilight did to your friend, that is not something I could ever understand. I don't deny what she did was wrong, but...
Cadence looks up to Celestia with glistening eyes.
She's beating herself up over gaining your friend's forgiveness and believes that she deserves all of the hardships that are falling onto her. She made a mistake. Can't we just accept that and move on?
Celestia's features fall into a neutral look. This is an issue she thinks about a lot. She would be lying if she didn't admit that she worries not only for Anon, but also Twilight's well-being. That's why she teaches Twilight every single day about what it means to be a pony. It's hard for her to see how much her student struggles, but this is the path she's taken, and all Celestia can do is try and guide her.
I understand how you feel, but you must also consider the feelings of my friend as well. He was put into a horrible situation, and not of his own volition. Through these many painful things, he's only just now started to heal. We cannot force him to forgive Twilight, nor would I want to. Something like this should come naturally. I know Twilight is in pain right now, but soon this will be nothing more than a faded memory. But what if it doesn't?
Cadence persists.
What if Twilight keeps spiraling into depression? What if she loses what little she has? I will speak with Twilight, Cadence. I know you're worried, but this isn't an issue you should push your muzzle into. The situation is volatile, and complicating the mix will only spell disaster.
Celestia gets up from her seat.
It's time for Twilight's training. I'm sure I can calm her, so don't worry so much.
Cadence stands still as Celestia walks past her and out of the throne room. She can't just ignore this. If her aunts won't help her, then she'll take this matter into her own hooves. She still has a whole day before the party tomorrow. She needs to think about how to approach Anon and speak with him. Nightmare Moon lets out a small groan of pain as she walks up from her restless slumber. Her eyes drift open as she looks down to her hooves to find that they are bandaged. In fact, it seems that most of the wounds that she got from Luna have been mended in one way or another. She looks up to find none other than Anonymous sitting only a few feet from her. Despite her confusion over what is happening, Anon speaks out before any questions enter her mind. Why are you hurt? While his expression is blank, there's a certain lilt to his voice that gives off a sense of concern. Nightmare would laugh at the thought of someone caring for her well-being if she didn't know it would hurt. Anon is such a mystery to her. He has no reason to care for her wounds. In fact, he has all the reason to leave her where she lies. Ugh. Thinking is giving her a headache.
Leave me alone.
She winces slightly. Even talking hurts. Anon sits there, staring at Nightmare Moon in thought. He had entered her world half an hour ago. When he had entered, he thought he had fallen into another nightmare-like dream, but soon found that it was anything but. What he found lying in the abyss of Luna's mind was Nightmare Moon, covered in various cuts and bruises. He wasn't sure if it was some kind of trick, but when she didn't respond to his presence, he felt worried about what was happening. He tried to heal her with dream magic, but it didn't work. So the only thing he could manage was summoning a first aid kit and working to clean her wounds and bandaging them up. He has no idea if it even works like that in this place, but it was the best that he could do, considering her state at the time. Though perhaps it was mostly to make himself feel better. While working on her, he started to notice how different the Dreamworld Nightmare Moon is in. The sensations felt in a regular pony dream is almost non-existent. However, in Nightmare's world, Anon can feel things as if he were awake. It spawns various questions on how this place works, and to what extent can things be felt here. It's enough to give him a headache from the questions alone. So the real question is, why did he help her? Well, seeing her just laying there made him wonder about her. A once great villain turned into nothing more than an old memory locked in Luna's mind. He knows she hurt Luna, but that's only one side of the story, and seeing her this helpless spurred his actions. She's an enigma, and that currently interests him. This world. Anon looks around. It's not like other dreams. He absent-mindedly licked his lips, remembering her kiss. I can feel things. As I worked on you, I could feel your fur, the warmth of your body, and even the smell of ozone coming from your mane. Why is this place so different? Nightmare has no reason to answer him, but she gets the feeling that he won't leave until his curiosity is satisfied. If anything, talking gives her something to focus on other than the pain.
The elements locked me in this place.
Nightmare answers.
As a punishment for what I did.
So why are you hurt? Nightmare keeps her silence. His curiosity is fleeting when compared to the long life Luna will live. She'd rather ignore the question than bring the wrath of that mare onto her. Well, she can keep her secrets, but not speaking gives him a vague idea of what it could be. Alright, here's another question. What's your story? Nightmare rolls her eyes.
This again. You've read the books.
Anon isn't gonna take that as an answer. There's something odd about Nightmare Moon. She doesn't seem as evil as the stories he's been told. So what's the reason she's like this? You told me that everyone has a different side to a story. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about everything that happened. Did you believe that what you did was right? Nightmare is finding her patience fading as her head starts to hurt more.
I owe you nothing. Leave me. Your questions are causing my head to ache.
She does appear to be in rough shape. Perhaps questioning her now isn't the right thing to do. He gives a short nod as he gets up and summons a door to her world. Giving her time to heal should put her in a better mood. At least, that's what he wants to believe. I'll be back tomorrow. Get well soon. Anon walks out of her world before she could say anything. Nightmare is left in the abyss of Luna's mind. She opens her eyes and looks down at her bandaged hooves once more.
Such an odd creature.
She just lets out a sigh as she tries to get some sleep. Maybe she'll feel better once she wakes up.
So, how do I look?
Luna asks Blossom as she gives a small twirl.
As smooth as the moon's glow. Oh, come now, Blossom. I brought you along to give me an honest opinion. I want this dress to look perfect for Anon's party.
Blossom rolls her eyes as she walks around Luna and takes her in from all angles. The dress itself isn't anything special, but she gets the feeling that's the intended design. Dark blue color, stockings on her hooves, her mane in its natural state, and some makeup here and there. It almost looks like Luna's dressed more for a date than a simple party.
Don't you think you're a bit overdressed? This is just a party after all. Oh, a celebration of my friend's success. It only feels right to dress up for the occasion.
Blossom just shrugs as she looks over the dress again.
Shorten the tail drift. Modern design allows more light to show.
Luna nods as she casts a spell to shorten the skirt of her dress. Luna looks herself over in the mirror. She really hopes Anon likes the way she looks. Luna instantly feels her face redden as that feeling inside of her returns. She hesitantly looks over at Blossom as she looks over some designs on the wall. Perhaps she could prove insightful on these odd feelings that she's been feeling.
Blossom, may I confide in you?
Blossom looks over at Luna with a raised brow.
Sure, it should go without saying.
Luna still feels that blush on her muzzle as she tries to think of the right words to say to her.
Blossom, for a while now, I've been having these odd feelings inside of me. It's like a pressure in my chest, and it only seems to happen whenever I think of Anon. Do you have any idea what it could mean? I mistook it for a bad omen, but my sister too has this feeling, and it didn't feel like it was a sign of troubling times ahead.
As Blossom listens, she can't help the smirk growing on her face. A knowing look was now clear on her face.
Oh, so you feel like this when Anon is around?
Luna nods.
Tell me what else you feel when he's around.
Luna takes a deep breath as she closes her eyes, thinking about all the things that she feels.
It's so complicated. I feel happy when he's around, yet my breaths are shallow whenever he's close. When we embrace, I feel as if the world slows, allowing me to enjoy the small details about him that I've grown accustomed to. How he trembles slightly whenever we hold one another, like he wishes to pull away, but still, as he settles his head onto my withers. The scent of his musk, the rhythmic beats of his heart, all of it puts my soul at ease. I fill with joy whenever I can share a piece of myself with him because I know it means that we will grow closer. It's just so many things, Blossom. I cannot even begin to understand the seemingly endless feelings he stirs within me. So, you love him?
Blossom asks. Luna's eyes snap open as she looks at Blossom, surprised.
Love?
Blossom nods.
Yeah, you love Anon, don't you?
Luna gulps hard as that word enters her mind.
I love Anon. Like, more than a friend? I don't know, Blossom. Truly, I've never thought of it before. Okay, if I were to tell you that he was taken, how would that make you feel?
Luna feels the fur on her entire body stand up.
No pony could be trusted with something so precious.
Luna speaks.
They'd never understand him as much as I do. They'd never care for him like I could. So that doesn't mean you love him?
An eerie silence fills the room for a few minutes.
Blossom, may I have a few minutes alone? Sure.
Blossom walks out of the room. She has a feeling she just stirred something up. Luna is left with that feeling in her chest. Yet it doesn't feel like it did before. Now it feels lighter, as if she has an understanding of what it means. She loves Anon. It shouldn't come as a surprise, but it does. Not only that, but her sister feels the same way about him. Luna looks herself over in the mirror. After the party, she will speak with her sister about this. She's not sure what will happen, but there's one thing she knows. She won't lose Anon to any mare. It was finally made official after so long. I'm still wondering if Blossom may have a crush on him. Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised if she does. Anywho, let's get on to our gracious donators. Top donators are 630, Only One Thing, Ceru, Orion, and IronSky. Darkside, Raiden, Narwhals, Black Moonhar, Pastel Skies, Austin Roland, Stu Hex, Swordbrother and Mordred, Omicron Lyrae, Will, Chris, Twinkie, Ridesoul, Badass Waffle, Shadow Moon, Luigi88, Chancellor Crust, Big Smoke 369, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.